Thank you for taking the time to view the Jeff Coach's presentation on final exams and test anxiety. Goal setting and time management skills. Why setting goals are important? It's because it motivates you, keeps you focused, and helps you to avoid procrastination. Effective goals are SMART. They are specific, measurable, achievable, recorded, and time-bound. To effectively manage your time, it's important that you use a planner to create a monthly and weekly schedule and a daily to-do list. Do not forget scheduling time to study. Break larger projects into small segments and to set deadlines for each of the segments. Get into a good study routine early in the semester to ensure your success. Active reading and note-taking. SQ3R is one way to practice active reading. First, you should survey the text, turn the headings and subheadings into questions, read your text for meaning, then close your book and try to recall what you have read and answer the questions that you created with the subheadings. And review your notes several times a week. When taking notes, you should listen to any open and closing remarks, pay attention to key words and phrases throughout the lecture, and write down anything that your instructor repeats, writes down, or gets overly excited or animated about. Organize your notes to make studying easier. There's two forms to do this. The most popular are the Cornell notes and the mind mapping. These methods can be used for both active reading and for note-taking in your class. Preparing for and taking notes. Preparing for tests. You should study daily in 15 to 20-minute sessions. This is more effectively than you cramming at the last minute for a test or an hour before the exam, trying to cram it all in. The Pomodoro technique. This suggests that you have 25 minutes on work sessions and then a 5-minute break and make sure your study time more effective. And there's an app you could put on your phone to do this. Or also, you may know that you've probably seen the old kitchen timers that look like a tomato or something like that. You can set a timer. You should create flashcards and use your study guide. These are practice test techniques, and that helps you go over what you learned in class. Taking tests. First thing you should do is write your name and the date on your answer sheet before you begin the test. You should look over the entire test before you start to look at the number and the types of items and the point values of each item. After looking over the test, you should prioritize and plan your time effectively. Complete this thought. Exams test your blank, life test your, and others will test your. Well, the original quote states that exams test your memory, life test your learning, and others will test your patience. And that's by Fennel Hudson. Now it's the big game. Final exams are no big game. But just like every player has a game plan, every student needs to have a final exam plan. Big games and final exams both produce a lot of excitement and anxiety and require a lot of preparation. To be successful at either one, you need to consistently invest time and effort. Just like coaches help players develop an effective game plan, we as Jeff coaches want to help you develop an effective final exam plan. The right team. Having the right team makes all the difference. From Steve Jobs. And the best teams play for each other, not with each other. Who is your team? Well, first of all, it's your instructors. They're on your team. You should communicate with them, ask questions, and use their office hours to meet with them. Office hours are best described as student hours, and this is what they really are. Although you may not be on campus right now, there's multiple ways to reach out to your instructors. Through email is the most effective way. Connect with classmates and others. Consider forming a study group. Study groups work best with 3 to 5 students who are willing to pull their own weight. Study groups help students organize and produce material. They also help students to avoid missing important information. What you see as important may not be what another sees as important, and you can share those notes. And although we're not in the classroom, or you can't be in the classroom right now with each other, you can always form Zoom group meetings. GELF coaches, tutors, and the Learning Success Center staff are all on your team. Take advantage of these available resources. Now, the pregame. The key is not the will to win. Everybody has that. It is the will to prepare to win that is important. Bobby Knight. And don't practice till you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong. You should prepare academically. You have to attend your classes regularly, listen actively and take notes, read actively and take notes from your textbook, create a comprehensive study guide, focus and avoid distractions, use flashcards and memory techniques, explain your concepts to others, and study frequently and consistently rather than hours at a time. And also take practice tests. Prepare mentally and physically. You should eat healthy before an exam. Eating a healthy meal before will provide energy throughout the exam. Eat foods that aid in focus, such as nuts, seeds, fish, avocados, yogurt, and blueberries. Avoid sugary snacks. They may seem appealing, but after an hour or so, you will crash. Make sure to drink plenty of water. Being properly hydrated is essential for your brain to work at its best. And get plenty of sleep. Proper rest is good for your brain and vital for exam success. Get a full 8 hours of sleep each night. And prepare the night before. This means have everything packed and ready to go. That way, maybe the next morning you're not in a rush because you've lost your keys and you've created more stress. Now it's game time. You must expect great things of yourself before you can do them. And just play, have fun, and enjoy the game. All by Michael Jordan. Okay, ways to fight anxiety is to understand the causes of your anxiety. Fear of failure, lack of preparation, poor test history, high pressure, and perfectionism can lead to the feeling of anxiety. You should prepare thoroughly, practice positive self-talk to yourself, stand in a positive power pose, journal your thoughts, practice visualization, practice deep breathing techniques, and do a body scan. Like the polar bear, you should relax your body before an exam. Ways you could do this is through a body scan. This suggests that you scan your body, starting with your toes and moving forward to your face to see if there is any tension anywhere. Relax the areas of attention. Pay special attention to your neck, shoulders, and face. And you know what this means, just kind of like shrugging your shoulders and maybe rolling your neck a couple of times just to release that tension. And the deep breathing techniques, 4, 7, 8, says to take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold it for 7 counts and exhale through your mouth for 8 counts. Your stomach, not your shoulders, should move. Now relax your mind. Positive self-talk. You should write down positive phrases you can use to encourage yourself before and during the test. Visualization. Draw or describe in writing your happy place or a peaceful place, or seeing what it looks like when you feel like something successful is relaxing to you, the beach, the mountains, feel full of flowers, whatever makes you just relax and feel happy and at peace. Journal. In writing, describe your feelings about an upcoming exam. Research shows that students who write about how they feel about upcoming exams, perform better on those exams. Your future success does not hinge on your performance on a single exam. Remember that success you have had so far. Most importantly, remember the test scores do not measure your personal worth or your value. Some of the general test taking tips is you should listen to the instructor carefully before a test. Write your name and the date on the answer sheet before you begin. Look over the entire test before you start, the number of items, point values, and look over the test to make sure you can prioritize your time and plan it effectively. Read the directions carefully. Read each test item and all of the answers options carefully and completely. Answer every item. The only exception to this is if you will be penalized for wrong answers, which is very rare. Do not overthink a question. Take test items at face value. Answer the items you know first. Make items worth the most points a priority also. Post-game. Winning isn't getting ahead of others, it's getting ahead of yourself. I love the winning, I cannot take the losing, but most of all, I love to play. Reflect on your performance. Make sure you keep your notes. Reflect upon your test prep strategies, what has worked well, what does not work, and what you may need to do differently before the next exam. Reward yourself for completion and for good grades. Now the next thing to do is to go and be a winner on your final exams in college and in your life. Thank you for this, and I hope that you take the time to view our other presentations that we have presented for you.